Hi everyone, so I thought I would do just a short video on my favourite makeup brushes that I have in my kit. I'm a big fan of brushes. I used to use my fingers quite a lot to apply my foundation and my eyeshadow, but now I just swear by brushes. I think it gives you a much better finish. Okay, so to begin with, what I use for my foundation, sorry, I need to clean this. I use double wear foundation, which is an absolute nightmare to try and get out of brushes. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I think they have a few different brushes depending on the foundation and the finish that you want. This one is kind of a denser brush, and so it's more for like circular motions and working it in, so it would be for like heavier coverage foundation. They have a buffing brush as well. I think that would be more for like medium to sheer coverage. I would completely recommend using the range, and they're very good value for money as well. I think this is a tenner. I think that's money well spent. Okay, so once I've used this to apply my foundation, I then move on to set the look with a powder brush. So this is just an old Bobbi brown fluffy brush. So it's just great just for just lightly kind of dusting over my face with my Clinique setting powder. So that's a good one to have in your kit. Blusher brush. This is a crown brush. They're very good, they're cheap and good quality. This is actually from the badger hair range, so it is like natural hair. It sounds bizarre that it's badger hair, but it's actually really good for holding the colour, for holding the powder. So I would just like use that just slightly over the tops of my cheeks just to apply a bit of blusher, bring a bit of colour to my face. I would use, this is like an angled brush. I think it's me. So that is quite a cheap range. So what I would do is I would put this in my contour powder, and normally I would use Benefit Dallas, and then just suck in my cheeks and then just apply it just underneath, just to give like a little bit of a shade. Normally I'd only use this just on a night out. I wouldn't really have time in the mornings before I go to work to apply it, but I think it's just a nice wee brush to use. You can even use it across your forehead if you wanted to kind of make your forehead look a bit smaller. You could even use it a little bit just on the sides of your nose if you wanted to, or even just like a wee bit under your chin to kind of slim your face down, but normally I would just use it here, just in the just beneath the cheekbone. So then for eyeshadow application, I would have just like a flat, this is again an old Bobbi Brown one, so it's just a flat eyeshadow brush. So I'd use that just to kind of pat the colour in onto my eyelid. So by pressing it in, and also obviously you'll use an eye primer as well, but by pressing it in, then you can see the pigment is stronger. Then I would use kind of like, I would use this brush most of the time. This is a crown brush, blending brush, and so I would just dip that into a darker colour and then just apply just on the crease, and I would just kind of lightly build that up just until I got like a nice shadow in the crease. And then I would use a blending brush. So this is my MAC 217. So I think it's kind of a cult favourite. Lots of makeup artists use it. It's great for just blending that out. So once you've applied shadow in the crease, then you just blend out, working it upwards with this brush. It's really good. I'm very glad I bought it. It was expensive. It's about £18, but I do think it is worth it, and it should be a staple in everyone's makeup kit. But if you can't afford MAC, then there is an alternative. The number 7 do really good brushes. This is an eyeshadow blend and contour. So it's kind of a similar shape to the MAC 217, but just not as dense. But you can use that to even just apply the shadow in the crease, and then just kind of dusting that off and then blending out. So it's a cheap alternative, and definitely one that I would use often. I'd have a couple of brushes to do maybe underneath my eye, just here. So if I'm going on a night out and I'm doing like a smoky eye, I would take it underneath the lower lash line. So this one is a crown brush and this is the mini smudger. So that's great for just like getting a little bit of the dark shade and just then kind of smudging it in underneath. And there's also, oh, I'm not sure, this doesn't have a label on it, but this is also a crown brush and it's just slightly finer. So it's great if you're maybe applying eyeliner, soft coal eyeliner underneath, and you just want to smudge that out. I actually tend to use this almost every day, especially if I'm using Rimmel Scandaleyes just on the top lash line, because then I would just smudge it out a wee bit just to give it a little bit of a flick. So those are two essentials in my kit. So then for concealer, this again is a crown brush and it's a tapered concealer brush, C425. So it's great just for then applying a bit of concealer just underneath. Just to kind of conceal any dark circles, also any blemishes. I'll also kind of use it if I'm using lipstick. If I'm applying lipstick or lip liner, I would then tidy up the area just with this brush, just to kind of take in a wee bit of foundation or concealer and just tidying it up at the corners. So it's definitely, it's an essential for me. It's a really good brush. I would always take it out with me on a night out as well, just to kind of touch up any wee areas. It's a really nice flawless finish. And then also, I normally use a pencil for my eyebrows, but then to tidy it up, I would maybe take a little bit of foundation on this brush and then just kind of neaten up underneath the eyebrows, just to kind of get any kind of stray hairs, or if the pencil's just smudged a little bit, I would just use that just to make it very clean and sharp. You could take a highlighter as well and just highlight the brow bone with it too. So that's a handy brush to have. And also for my gel liner, which I wouldn't wear every day, but for a night out I would use the MAC 209. So it's very good, very fine. And it's great, so I used that today just to apply my Clinique gel liner. It's the best one that I've used, a really good quality brush. It's just lovely, it's nice and soft, but you can get such a precision point. So it's a great one to have if you're doing gel liner. And then for lips, this is also a crown brush, so this is the oval lip. So I would just use that just to apply my lipstick, just to really work it in to my lips to make sure that it stays on for a night out. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you could give it a thumbs up or leave a wee comment and let me know if there's any other videos that you'd like me to do. Yeah, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Bye!